Boy, I really need to be eating fat as I am. That's what they say.
Make a good one.
You're not recording that.
Say bye.
Bye.
I'm in.
Okay.
This goes up and down.
Okay.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
I mean, it's probably easier to walk if you're not looking. Yeah.
Leave me alone. Go.
Hey, come in. Hi, how you doing? It's so good to meet you, Mike. Well, we're proud of you. Come on in.
Thank you.
I left Danny again. Told Danny call this morning. I said your twins coming.
And me with the camera.
Yeah, it looks pretty up here. Good to see you. Y'all come on in.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Come on in to see you. Yeah, I guess so. Don't want no burgers coming in here.
Where'd Mark go? Bathroom?
Come on in. Here's Mike, and there's a handsome fella.
How you doing?
Hey, Mike, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Y'all have a seat. Or we
Yeah,
can sit in the living
no,
room.
we'll just sit out here. This is nice and cool.
Well, we got the room up there.
Yeah, there's plenty of
fine.
room. Plenty of
And you
room.
turn the chair around.
Yeah, just
Set it on here.
get everything
I'm
all
gonna
the
go in and pick y'all some clothes because it's gonna need it warm.
Hold on, set it on here.
We told Mike root beer floats. He said he hadn't had one in ages. That sounded so good. I
About 20
know.
years. That's right.
Well, I hadn't said hello.
Well, me either.
Hey, baby. You doing all right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm too.
Hey, how are you?
Carolyn, do you want the no sugar or the just regular one?
No sugar.
long.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, me no sugar.
Okay, 3 no sugar.
You want me to help you? You want me to
No,
help?
I can do it, honey, thank you.
Yeah. So you talked to Danny today?
Yeah.
Kyle's every week.
And he told us what to tell you.
Sit here.
You
It's
know.
breeze.
I wish he could see you.
I would love to see him. Their youngest son, Danny,
Feel it.
lives in Mexico. Is it Mexico City?
Mexico City.
He works down there. What does he do? He teaches English? Or?
No, I mean, he used to, but
He works with a brokerage firm.
yeah.
He, I don't know exactly
What was
he
it that just happened down there? Something, every time something
Oh,
happens,
yeah. And
what was it?
everybody calls us.
I know it to see if anything happens. Does he call and let y'all know he's okay? If it,
Usually he does.
But,
it was it a typhoon? It wasn't a typhoon, it was an earthquake or something, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Earthquake.
Yeah.
They have
But they
earthquakes.
have them all the time down there, and Danny said that you don't pay much attention to them. That's, you know, that's what we was, but if it missed us, we didn't
Is it
think
cool
much.
enough in here?
Yes,
Fine.
it is. It's fine. Well, you know, that's like Tim was in San Francisco when that quake in '88, I guess, and he was just leaving his office and walking down the street, and he saw cars shaking. He didn't realize that it was a tremor. He was walking, and it didn't feel like anything to him, but he saw people running and screaming, and he saw the cars moving, shaking. And that was parked, you know, that wasn't supposed to be shaking, and so then he got scared and ran.
He was riding with somebody and jumped in the car and said, "Let's go." And whoever was driving said, "Well, where we going?" There ain't no place to go.
Good question.
No, you right there. But he said the ground shook, and the sidewalk and everything, you know, everything was tilting around, but he was kind of away from the center of it, I guess.
That one to me would be.
Oh,
That
I'd
was
be
some-
like him. He said he just run down the sidewalk waving his hand and screaming.
Well, I think most people do.
Tim was out there.
Yeah, it was
whenever-
back in '89 when they
Or
had that
88,
big one.
Big one.
And
Yeah,
you know,
when
they
that
had like
freeway collapsed. and everything.
2-layered freeways that crumbled on top of each other. That was awful.
Oh, Lord, it just.
And that bridge, the bridge, that's where some people.
In
were
rush hour
killed.
traffic. you said
Yeah.
it was-
Yeah, it was,
It was like
'cause I was
it was
coming
like 5
home,
o'clock.
I was working up in Little Rock and was coming home it was on a Friday. And it was about 5 o'clock. Well, he got off work at 5 o'clock their time. And it was the height of rush hour. But they said some of the people stayed trapped on there. When that top layer hit that bottom one, they stayed trapped on there for days.
Yeah, I remember showing one man trapped under there.
Was he alive too?
Yeah, they got several out of the alive, but I mean, of course, there was a lot of, dead. But the other thing was that they was all lined up, and the thing, when the bridge broke off, they just kept on going, driving off the end of it.
Yeah.
Of course, they drive so fast out there anyway. You ain't nowhere to slow
Have
down.
to keep somebody from running.
Yeah.
Running over you, that's not.
I got to where I drive 70 now to keep them from running over me. But that still ain't fast enough. I can't drive fast enough. The truck won't run, but 80 and it won't go fast enough to get out of the way.
Well, Pat said that when she and Bubba drive their, they drive that 18-wheeler, and she said they can't get out of the way, that they don't drive there as fast as those other truckers do, and they have to, they're always afraid somebody's gonna run over them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they get right up on you that close. Them big old.
And they couldn't stop, it took
No,
them a
you
long
know.
time to stop if they
It
were
can
had
take
to.
them 2 or 3 miles to get them things slowed down.
yeah.
Uncle Glenn, you were on the fire department when they still had the poles to slide down, weren't you?
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't-
some stations have still got that.
They do?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you drive the truck or what did you?
Well, different jobs,
He was a district chief when he retired.
Yeah, he was the chief when he retired.
Got a district chief.
Yeah. What is that? That's over
That's just over about 4 stations.
4 stations?
Yeah.
So you got you got to travel in your own vehicle then?
Oh, y'all
Yeah.
had to see what a friend made him right there by the door for you, Lee. Should've turned
Where is
the
it?
light on. It's his badges, and
Oh.
she gave him that for Father's Day.
Isn't that nice?
But we furnished the,
With the badges, sure you had the badges.
How many years did you stay with the fire department?
29 years and 8 months, I believe.
In 2 days.
2 days and 30 seconds.
Have that collection of airheads since it got down at the place.
I don't know.
Yeah, you knew James Frazier, didn't you?
I did, and I liked it.
And Buddy,
And
my brother.
Yeah, I was there. I
He's
was
still
there.
up there in Atlanta area. James still in
Oh,
Dillon.
no,
I'm
you
at Houston.
okay.
It's bigger. Yeah, I wish I could see him.
That was at
Buddy's right up there.
All
Oh,
there.
you had this, and you.
He was only boy.
When was your 50?
7 girls. They had another little boy that died.
Well, he's been buying houses all along.
Well, it's really
So it was just him and all the
This picture is just beautiful of y'all, family picture. And Glenn White is bald, isn't he?
He said this last.
Look at Glenn White, he's bald.
That's the one that has
Been
all
working on it for about 3 years.
Danny is losing, he's lost a lot of
That's
weight.
the youngest son, Danny.
You know, they've got all of the grandchildren.
What'd you say, Gertrude?
Nearly all the grandchildren.
That's Tanya and Elizabeth.
He said that'd be the last one.
Tanya's the one that's moved to Austin.
And Tanya's moving to Austin, is that right?
Yeah, they're on their way to, Athens, Georgia, to move them to Austin.
What, both of the girls, or what?
No, Tanya got married.
I didn't know
Yeah, and
that.
her husband, they're going to move to Austin.
Well, what's Elizabeth gonna do?
Elizabeth's going to college there in Houston.
Oh, that's. I didn't know Tanya got married.
Well,
I don't know, I can't and whenever I fly into town and fly out, I catch up on all this.
I got her making Coke float.
Billy, we talked
Oh, what about, you put in.
Optic, 5%, one drop twice a day.
No, I don't know about all the details.
Yeah.
These are the diet.
Those little hummingbirds are feeding out there. Or is that a hummingbird?
No,
That's not a hummingbird.
that's a finch, a
Yeah.
house finch.
Oh, I've never seen one.
I was gonna get Mark, I believe he's the tallest, to take that.
Yeah, there's a hummingbird.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there by that one, right here,
Oh, on the feeder? Mm-hmm, that's
Well,
right.
where in the hell's the people?
Where,
right
what is
behind
it?
that post there. Look right there, look right around.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Thank you, Marcus.
Oh, is this,
Oh.
did they say that was mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said.
Yeah, you get one too, Uncle Glenn. We ran out of them, right in the middle of the conversation to see you.
What'd you need, Mark, to change that, feeder for
Did
you?
I give everybody, yeah.
Bird feeder?
This hummingbird feeder.
What about?
Did you say you needed Mark to change that feeder for you or something?
Well, yeah, there's Mark.
Oh, no, what feeder?
This,
I'll
pump,
fix that, no.
okay,
You
we
easy.
don't argue.
She's
Well,
always
that
right.
makes, what we would do, anything you need a tall person to do, we got two tall
Oh,
people.
well, I can do
I
that.
mean-
Mine's coming pretty soon. I want to wait for a little more. Oh, geez.
Uncle Glenn said there was one fella on the fire department that never would slide down that pole and they had to get rid of him.
Oh, really? He couldn't work there, I guess, if he couldn't slide down a pole.
And they had to let him go, and when he was leaving, he turned around at the door and he said, somebody's gonna get killed on that damn pole.
Now look, if I like to add a little to mine, now this is a,
This is delicious.
regular.
Well, this is delicious,
so
absolutely
this is, well,
delicious.
thank you. Add some more as you go along.
The mug root beer, well, it's a real good root beer.
Well, did anybody ever get hurt on the pole?
Oh, yeah.
Now this is
I
the
mean,
diet for you and team.
Okay,
Now this
thanks.
is for everybody else. I got plenty more.
Real
Thank
good.
Yeah, but that's fine. See, he never could get, he missed the truck every time. He never could make the fire.
Because he would go.
When he left, they said he turned around and said, I won't tell y'all, somebody's gonna get hurt on that pole. And he left. I'm gonna turn that down, let's hot in here.
Oh, it is
You
hot.
want me to bring your jacket?
No,
See, he freezes 1 minute and burns up the next. I don't know
Well,
what
that's the way we keep
temperature
it.
is right now.
Look, we turn ours down and then back up. We do the same thing. King will
well,
get hot and he'll have it, put it on 70. And then after a while he says he's cold and puts it on 80. We don't have a happy
We'll
medium.
leave it on 75.
That would seem to be a good idea.
Yeah, seemingly.
You seem to be pretty agreeable, Uncle Glenn.
who?
You.
Oh,
Every-
yeah.
The only way to be.
If you was raised with 8 sisters, you would learn by them.
To be agreeable.
They always right.
Well, those 8 were. I don't know about the regular 8, but those 8 were.
Napkin?
I know they got some tales to tell about how they. Marnie was saying the other day how you and you and Mommy held her down and put a chicken turd in her mouth.
She's lying.
But one time there was somebody that would come and visit all the time, and the sisters didn't like him. I can't remember who it was, and they took the little cow
Horse.
turds and wrapped it up in like a Christmas present and gave it to me. And he said, "Oh, you precious children, you gave me a gift." But mother,
Who
they
that
said-
was asking somebody.
I don't know, but they said they got a bad whipping for it too.
No,
Whipping. Mother said, or whoever did it said that Grandma tore them up about it.
Y'all need more ice cream?
No,
Ah,
we're
just
fine.
fine.
This is
Thank you.
delicious.
There's some napkins on this.
Yeah, we got 'em. Thank you.
We've got them.
And Moni said, Mommy would put her in a tire and roll her down the hill, and she'd hit a tree at the bottom.
Well, Tink said that's what they did for entertainment when he was growing
Yeah,
up. They got rolled
Older
in.
brother and cousin, both of them was older than me, and they'd use me as a pawn to do anything. They put me inside a truck tire and roll me off down a hill, and I thought it was funny when
well,
yeah,
yeah.
you run into a tree and dash your brains out.
And they'd stand there and
Yeah,
laugh.
they'd laugh about it. Then they'd get me between them, and I had an old swimming hole there, and they'd gonna teach me how to swim. And they'd drag me out about the middle and let me go.
Oh, good. Well, I said, it was a miracle you
That's
survived.
a wonder I did. Cause I was the youngest of them all, my cousins, you know, and that's all you ever had to play with was your cousins.
Yeah.
That's true. And Aunt Savannah told about the time they were swimming and she was drowning, and Uncle Glenn swam up under and pushed her to the.
Why didn't you go ahead?
I know. I said, did you ever regret saving her?
You mean he's not gonna be a hero now?
But, what I did, I saw where she was at and kept it on my mind and went to the bottom and come up under her, see, and taking her legs and pushed her over to the diving board.
And I asked her, did you
I
ever
was gonna
regret
give you
saving
something. You
Well,
need some
you
of
know,
the
they
eye
said,
drops?
No,
they
Well, it's
said,
got the same thing if you do.
no.
you could put them, you could go ahead and put them.
Hey, yeah.
Just,
You get him clean.
I don't.
well, that, if they offered it to you, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just don't touch your eyeball with it.
Don't.
One day is not gonna make any difference.
Okay, what would you
Okay.
say?
Oh, yeah.
One time Uncle Glenn and Gertrude and Danny and Glenn Wayne and Miss Barker was camping up at Albert Pike, Arkansas. And me and Barbara was gonna meet them for the weekend. So they had the swimming hole there, and so me and Barbara was like we was like in our 20s or something. And so Glenn Wayne would have been, Danny would have been was about 9 or 10.
Or 12.
And 20. So we were gonna put them on our shoulders, but I had Danny on my shoulders and Barbara and Glenn on our shoulders. We was gonna let them do we called it rooster fighting and said who could knock each other
Yeah,
off.
no.
So Glenn Wayne knocked Danny off. And when we hit the water, he panicked and he locked his legs around my neck.
Yeah.
So we was both under there, and we was both in a panic, and his legs was locked dead around my neck, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Well, we was both in
And
a
he
panic.
fell backwards.
We was both underwater
Underwater.
like that, and I thought I was a goner, and he did thought he was. He really did.
Well, he was tall as a pine tree.
Well, how did y'all get loose?
Well, I finally got unlocked his legs, and we come up. When we made it, we scrambled back to camp.
That was the last game of that event. Now, one of y'all, you went up the mountain and it had been raining, and I think one of you had on some
I had on
white
white,
pants.
I come in white pants,
And
and they
slid
took
all the
us,
way
they said,
down.
we're gonna go exploring. They took us exploring up this mountain. And I fell down in a mudslide and slid all the way down the mountain in mud.
And man, she couldn't deny it either because it was all
Mike,
that.
don't you want some more?
Oh, no, thank you. That was great. Thank you.
Ooh, excuse me.
Well, we had a lot
This
of
is
fun,
delicious.
didn't
Yeah, we did.
we? We camped up until a few years ago.
Well, I remembered that so much. I wanted to take my children there. And we went back there camping one time, and then Bibby met us up there one time when we lived in Mississippi. We met
Yeah.
Bibby and Reba and Aunt Savannah over there, and she slid down the mountain, Aunt Savannah did.
Did she?
And got mad at me and Reba because she did. She was so mad.
Blame Joe.
But it's a beautiful place. Is that the Ouachita Mountains or the Ozark Mountains?
Ouachita.
Ouachita. They had that waterfall there.
Yeah. That's a good place to go.
Yeah, it is, and that spring water, everybody would go down there and get that.
Oh, it was so
water.
cold.
We were there one time and it came up a storm. And somebody had been chopping wood right there where we was camped. You remember that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of lightning and we went out and that wood was just sparkling like diamonds. Something in that
Phosphorus or something.
caused that wood to do that. There's people all over campus coming down and carrying it home. And it did that for a good while after we brought it home.
My goodness.
Something, I guess, in that lightning that caused it to do just that
We
kind
tried
of
to
wood.
give a fellow some, and he said, don't bring that.
Some of them, it was spooky looking. And they were right by us, see. We just had to walk out and see it.
Oh,
And so everybody in the camp was coming to look. But a lot of them was kind of scared of
He
it.
said,
well, it is a little spooky, isn't it?
what did he say, Uncle? He didn't want it?
Huh?
He didn't want that wood?
No, don't bring that in my camp.
And we had been reading Danny and Glenn that story about this little boy that came down from outer space. That's what I've been reading. And then we all walked out there and saw all of that. It was kind of spooky, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We gave that lady, we used to stop at a peach place and buy peaches. We gave her some, she wanted some of it.
We didn't have a good peach. Ever since we moved to Arkansas 3 years ago, we haven't had a good peach crop.
That's
Oh.
bad.
For some reason,
Yeah.
the weather or whatever.
Well, those late frost freezes
Mm-hmm.
mess them up.
They have good apples there. We go over to Guy and pick apples. They have about 5 or 6 different varieties, a big old orchard, and you
Yeah.
pick your own. So they always have Guy, Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's over by Quitman, over by 65,
Those homegrown
west
apples
of
are
us.
Yeah, the
Much
good
better.
ones are up further north though, like go by.
Fayetteville, and up in there, they got.
Yeah,
But
that's
them
what-
was pretty good. He's got 4 or 5 different kinds, golden and red delicious.
Who?
This
It's that-
guy that's got the orchard right there,
Oh, yeah.
it's about 20 miles from the house, and we go over and you pick your own.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's the best.
Yeah,
Apples right
yeah.
off the tree.
Even the
And
skin
they're-
is
so
yeah,
sweet.
they're
Yeah.
sweet,
Yeah.
juicy.
We used to get them when we'd go to Eureka Springs.
Yeah.
Up
Uh-huh.
there. We'd always stop, and they had what they call Arkansas Black.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
only place I think they
yeah,
said that.
those are good.
Yeah.
And they had Rome and that Arkansas and a Fiji or something they call it, and that's a Arkansas apple. Fuji or Fiji or something like that. Supposed to be real good.
And they had-
And the last time we went up around Eureka Springs, there's those same signs all the time where they have cashew. They must grow all the cashew nuts there. Did you ever see that? Every little roadside was.
We bought
Cashew
some,
nuts for sale.
One time, I forgot.
They don't
where
have
it was.
cashews.
Yes,
in the
it
United
was
States.
cashew.
I know the sign, but I don't believe
You don't
they
think
grow
they
them.
grow them?
I don't know
don't
where
believe
they
they
come
grow.
from, but we did buy
Oh,
some up
yeah.
there one time.
Yeah, they did have them in every little cashew cashew nuts.
But they shipped them in to
Yeah, they had to, because I
farm
don't think.
because they're,
Well, California, they raise them in California.
Yeah, I bet they raise them in
Yeah.
California.
I guess. Yeah, that's where we bought some. No, what was that? We talked
yeah,
about that.
cashew
Yeah.
in California.
So did y'all ever go to Cave City and eat one of them watermelons from there? It's over on the east side.
No,
But they got the sweetest melons. They
where
stripe.
is it close to?
It's close to,
Batesville.
what was that? Yeah, Batesville. Or what was that Burt Reynolds show?
Evening shade.
Right close to,
Oh, yeah.
going
we
up
saw
the east side.
signs for
Yeah.
That evening show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we never did go.
And up toward Hardy, you know, where they got that antique capital of Arkansas or something. That's all they got is antique stores down both sides of the street.
Oh,
I
We got
wonder,
to go there. We camped at Bull Shoals several
Yeah.
times.
And we went
And
to,
then out around Eureka Springs,
Mhm.
went up in Missouri. We didn't camp there, did we?
no,
All the campgrounds was closed. It was in October, and that was before they had all that stuff up there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask
Branson.
Uncle Glenn
Yeah, Branson.
who Deb was. Was that somebody in the family? Like Mother used to say, I'm gonna show Deb your tracks.
that was, this woman, that was, her husband was named Deb. And, you know, you went to have a garden or something precious to everybody, and you didn't walk in the garden or fool around in the garden, and she would say, I'm gonna show Deb your tracks. Well, we thought that was, when she said, the old lady said that meant they'd get killed. You know.
So mother would threaten the children with that.
Yeah.
Say, I'm gonna
Show
show
Deb
Deb
your
your tracks.
And Blackguard.
Blackguard, I don't know what-
They used to.
And put you through
That's
the
the one.
keyhole.
Huh?
Put you through the
I'm gonna
keyhole.
put you through the keyhole. I don't know where mother got
You can
that.
imagine a child thinking about, that was scary, you think,
Well, I
they'll
know.
push you through a keyhole.
Or if we were in a hurry, she'd say, we gotta grab a root and growl. And then I don't know where she came up with all that, and I never asked her. I never did ask her.
Well, that was just a
Somebody came
good
up.
dog, you know. If they couldn't climb the tree, they'd just grab a root.
But you
Grab a
remember
root and growl.
Queen's language we found in Tennessee?
Yeah.
And you said a lot of that, they use that in Oakdale. It was a
Well,
little book,
usually down there where we live too, because they brought
and
them
a
up.
lot of the
Yeah.
expressions, you know. they
Oakdale,
call it
y'all were
Queen's
raised in
language.
Oakdale?
Oh,
Y'all were
yeah.
raised in Oakdale? Down by Lake Charles?
No, I come up into this country when I was 5 years old. And Billy was born
Yeah,
here.
Bibi was born in Shreveport.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And, so.
But mother talked about the Rodriggers, and I couldn't imagine, and their name was Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
I saw it spelled when one time we went down there to a funeral or something, and they said, there's the Rodriggers plot, and it was Rodriguez.
And
They
about
had a
Bo,
different pronunciation.
Bo Rodriguez. Bo, was that the son's name that never did work? He always had a headache or something? One of the sons, Bo or
I don't
The
know.
one that was gonna hang,
Rodriguez. I don't know. I didn't hear about that one.
who was that fella that wouldn't work, y'all told about, and they was taking him off to hang him, and they gave him another chance, but he was gonna have to work. Who was that?
And they won't know if he's still gonna have to do this. And
They were gonna get him some corn and give him a chance to raise some corn.
Oh yeah, I heard that. They was carrying him off, and he was starving, and then they were just gonna take him and go ahead and bury him alive because he was too sorry to work. And so this fella come up to him and said, "Well, where y'all taking him?" He said, "He's too lazy to work. We're just gonna take him down there and bury him, do away with him." Said he's starving to death. He said, "Well, I give him a bushel of corn." And that old boy raised up out of the coffin and says, "Is it Chuck?" He said, "No." He said, "Well, drive on, man."
Oh, yeah, that's one. You'd rather go in and die if it's going to something.
We drove, one time we went to Oakdale. Who was, I can't remember the people's names down there, the one that ran for office. What are them?
Grover?
Grover drove me and Mom and somebody down around past the Rodriguez house, and it was a tour, I tell you, with Grover telling stories. And that was been years ago.
Yeah, I wish I missed with Grover. He could tell us all about it, carry you around.
Carried us to the cemetery and they had there was something, yeah, this feller, his arm got cut off and they buried it there in the cemetery.
The arm?
Yeah,
Give
they
him
should, yeah.
give it a funeral.
Yeah. Well, don't you know, did you ever see that movie Fried Green Tomatoes? They did that. They had that little boy got his arm cut off and they held a funeral for the arm.
I didn't know that.
Well, now, I remember Grover telling us that man's arm, they showed us, and he was still living.
Yeah.
And they said that so on the resurrection, he could get his arm back. They put it there and he was going to be buried with his arm and
They're
then...
waiting. Well, wasn't that Appy's husband?
Yeah. That's right. You mean,
That man that lost his arm, was that
Yeah.
Appy's husband?
yeah. Jim Withers. He was, Papa's hunting and trapping partner. And,
Well, that was Grover's wife's father, wasn't it?
yeah, they was competitors, you know, they was good friends, but it was good, anyway, the way they'd get ahead of each other, if that one was getting too many in traps, you know, they just, find out where his trap was, pee on it, and that was. that was
And then the animals wouldn't come around?
No.
Well, Daddy and Grandpa used to compete about raising watermelons, you know, and they were serious about who could raise the biggest watermelon.
And Mr. Morrison died wondering how hard he could raise them big watermelons. he kept the secret,
Daddy would say it's just the soil. It's in the soil. It's not nothing he's doing different. He just got better soil than I do. But they were good melons.
Yeah, they were.
We used to bust them in the field.
Grandpa
Eat
would
'em,
bust one for us when we was all follow him to the field, and he'd just get one and bust it and let us eat it.
Eat the heart out of it.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
He had some good melons.
But I remember Daddy always said a watermelon wasn't good until the 4th of July. That's about when they get ripe. But up there where we are, it's the first and second week in August
Oh,
that
yeah. You
they
gotta-
get. They have the
yeah.
festivals up there.
Yeah, the weather's cold.
Yeah, the weather's a little cooler up there.
Yeah.
But this guy from Oklahoma came with his to the farmer's market, and he said you need cool nights to make a sweet, juicy melon. And so he was saying the best melons come from Oklahoma, where he was down.
Well, of course, that's where he's from.
Right on the Texas border somewhere where there was a river there. I can't remember what the river was, but he said
Where is it?
Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought watermelons to the farmer's market, and he said those are the sweetest and juiciest melons because they have cool nights.
Do you
So-
by any chance remember Daddy's barbecue recipe? We've tried to think of it.
Okay.
Uh-oh, somebody get a pen.
No, we don't need a pen. But, I, used to ask about the recipe, and, they would get, let's see, Worcestershire,
He started with just a regular barbecue sauce, didn't
That's
he?
it.
He would start with a barbecue sauce.
and vinegar,
Vinegar.
And vinegar.
and a pound of butter. Just a big old pound of butter.
He made a lot, didn't
He made
Yeah.
it
he? For all
a
that
lot.
barbecue.
Mhm.
And, he
Worcester.
basted with that.
Because Bubba, every once in a while, Bubba will say, well, I remember Daddy would buy, because he would go to the store with him when he bought his ingredients. And Bubba said he thought mustard. He put some mustard
Yeah,
in
he
it.
put mustard in it.
And vinegar.
And butter. That
And
pound of
butter. And Worcester.
And Worcester.
But he never had a recipe. He just dumped it all. He would just put it up.
To taste, I guess. He tasted of it, and that was when it was
Just
right.
dumped it all in a big pot.
Yeah.
Would he cook it or warm it up or?
Yeah, I think he had to warm it up on the stove and then just take it. How did he take it on the? Had kept it on the pit or something
Yeah,
to keep it warm, and a big
Yeah.
mop. He'd tie a rag around a stick, get him
Yeah.
a stick out in the woods, and just tie a big rag around it.
clean rag,
And that was his
tied around there.
mop that
Mop
with
it
it.
on.
But the Lynhams used to come get him and ask him to do barbecues for them. They would butcher goats and sheep and have all kind of meat, and he would
Yeah.
stay up all night and
Whole sheep.
just dig a pit. That's wherever he
Whole
went to barbecue.
steer.
He just dug a pit wherever he was and put him.
I said be a whole sheep and a whole
Yeah.
steer and a pig sometime.
Stay
I
up
remember
all
up there,
night.
yeah, we used to stay up
Start
there.
at midnight. Seemed like the men folks would start.
Yeah, we'd dig a pit. I don't know, from here to that corner over there long and about 4 foot wide and 3 or 4 foot deep. And have a big old thing of fence wire over the top of it, keep
Yeah.
it falling through.
What kind of wood did he put? He put
Oak, had a thing of oak on the side. First of all, he had all of it, much of it in the pit, and he'd set that on fire and it burned down the coals. And then to feed it, he had a fire off to the side, and you'd have to shovel full at a time in there. And
That gave it a good start, that
Yeah.
burning that in the
Mhm.
pit.
And then you'd have to put it right where he wanted. He'd
Yeah.
say, well, I want this here and there, and he'd get mad if you put it in the wrong spot.
Well, it was a real art with him. I mean, that was something. He was renowned for his barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Next morning, boy, it'd be good for breakfast. He'd cut us off a piece of that.
Yeah, those were good barbecue.
And then the women would start coming with the side dishes and
Yes, sir,
Big
and that
pit-
was good
big
times.
day.
Catherine then would bring the cold drinks from the store.
We had a 8mm movie of Big Mama was there, one of them there at Grandpa's, and Mommy was sitting on the ground in front of Big Mama and she was brushing her hair. And that was, you know,
Who's Big
that-
Mom?
Big Mama was like, and works for Aunt Catherine.
Yeah.
Was it like
Hardy
this,
and Laird's.
Mammy.
Yeah, man.
Our nanny, she raised them. I don't know
Her
what you'd call her.
surrogate
That.
mother is what she was. She raised them.
Yeah.
That's like Sally was.
Yeah.
That's all I remember is Sally when I was growing up.
She was a good cook, wasn't she?
Yeah.
You know, they did raise them boys, too, or had played with, the blacks, and they talked just like them.
They had to send Larry to
Laird's
speech
still
therapy
there.
to get him to talk because he just talked like the
Yeah,
blacks
that was
did.
her playmate.
Yeah, and they said when he started first grade, they made him go to speech therapy.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
We didn't know that.
yeah, they did. We had to
Oh,
go
double
to.
blend.
But anyway, they had a pallet down, and Glenn Wayne was, he was crawling all over that pallet. having
was
a
real
good
little.
time. Yeah. And anyway, let's see,
Essie and Laird and Glenn Wayne was on the pallet.
yeah. And anyway, Glenn Wayne just was bucking, and old Larry crawling around on that pallet. And Glenn Wayne didn't know where he was at, I guess, but
He just
he butted
played.
old Larry right in the mouth, and one of his teeth was just sticking out.
My God.
Bleeding. And boy, she saw he was fixing to kill Glenn Wayne, Larry was. The old son, don't hurt him, said, don't hit him, said, he may die, he's got, asthma, he
He might
may
have
die
an attack of
tonight.
asthma and die tonight.
Old Larry said, I sure hope he do. Sure hope he do.
Yeah, that's when I was growing up. Barbara and sister were in school, and I was down there at the house on the farm, just me and I forget my friend's name. I can't think. Well, like Willie Mae or something, and that was my playmate. She'd come up to the house and we'd play games, and it was me and her and Sally all
That's
day.
been going on ever since the blacks come over here.
Music off, that might be a distraction.
No, that sounds good. I
Yeah.
was enjoying it, yeah.
That was a, I think that's this that, which one was it?
I can't hear it.
But I looked her up, after I moved to Nashville, came back, Moni helped me find her. And I can't tell you how glad she was to see me.
That's good.
They wrote me a letter.
You treated her good.
Yeah. And I was happy to see her. We had a good time.
Sure.
So,
No, Gord sent that disc, you know.
Oh,
What, do y'all have a CD player? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. They said eventually that's all you got. Me and Tina still plays tapes, but they said eventually they're not gonna have anything but CDs.
well, he still plays tapes too, but he had about stopped because
Well, I can put 5, that's a 5-hole. And,
CDs.
CDs.
his speakers was getting bad, so last Christmas, Danny and his friend Scooter, they went shopping and brought back those new speakers and with the receiver and what else? Well, that was it, wasn't it? New speakers and the
Does Danny
receiver.
still see that McCall boy that he was friends?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Was that
His
the who's?
Scooter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they worked all one afternoon fixing that up. Danny had given Glenn those 2 little speakers, so they fixed them kind of, I guess you call surround
Yeah.
sound with all of them, you know.
So y'all can really crank it up when you've got something you like to hear. can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned it down very low because
Well,
I'd be
that's
talking.
good, baby.
Well, if you're trying to talk and it's real loud, you can't. But
Like Aunt
it's-
Savannah, now she does, always plays hers booming.
Ooh, loud.
You remember when she was in that thing of doing tapes? She was making tapes, and at the end of it, it would just cut off they were just in the middle, wherever it was. She didn't plan it for the end of the song. She just let it go, and you'd be listening along, and you'd hear about half of a song, and then it would just cut off. It was irritating me to no end.
Danny went over there. Y'all went and picked that one up when hers went out, didn't you?
Danny went and bought that one that
Yeah,
made
Glenn
she
and
could make
Danny
tapes
went,
on.
and
Yeah,
then Danny connected it up and everything
Yeah.
for her.
she still plays. She's got records everywhere.
Who?
Aunt Savannah, she plays tapes. She still plays her LP albums. She's got all those old albums, and she still plays them.
We reckon what time we need to,
Where are we supposed to be at?
Mansfield Road.
Olive Garden, 30
Olive
minutes.
Garden, yeah, we're gonna meet
What
the
time is
Wards over there. They,
20 after
Oh,
12.
she's been, Moni's been in Dallas.
Better get it
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did
Huh?
she have a heart
She'd get a
surgery?
tape.
No,
I miss
Yeah,
her when
we
she's
do that.
gone off like that,
Yeah.
but I
Because
don't.
I
Oh,
made
we thought
them take
she
us every bit of
gone
20 minutes.
well,
to
she
get there.
did, and they did the
Well, I'm with
angiogram,
you
and they
driving,
did find that she
speeding
had
along.
80% blockage of one
I done got used to
one
New York
vessel,
driving.
but
Oh, yeah.
So when they
God,
called
damn,
in
I
the
might have to get used to that Columbus.
doctor
Can
that
you
would
see
have
me
done
in
it, they
Columbus
said
and all that traffic?
it would have
I
had to
already
have been
been
like
up
a 2 or
there.
3 vessel
or 3
bypass, and he said
times.
she couldn't have gone,
I
wouldn't have
mean,
made it
just
to the
constant
surgery, that
people
she
blowing
might
their horns
go
at me
on
because
and
they,
live, if she
you know,
takes
I
care
don't
of
know where I'm
herself
going
and
and
everything,
trying
that
to
she
creep
could
along
live
and
for a
look
long
before I
time,
ain't
just
got no
like she
patience.
is.
Yeah.
But if she had the surgery, they didn't know if she would
Oh, yeah.
survive the surgery.
Yeah.
Couldn't live without
So
it.
I said, well,
Tennessee,
I thought I admired him for doing it, because some people would just go ahead and do the surgery.
Mine was out for a year on my
I
truck
don't think
because
she
I didn't
knows that,
even.
because I asked her how the
Didn't
test,
even know it didn't blow,
oh,
so I didn't
good.
Well, that's
blow
what
it, nobody.
Kathleen told me,
So
so I don't
Kathleen
know.
must not have told her.
Yeah, that's
What?
probably.
They told her the
Kathleen.
test was good.
I asked Moni herself,
Oh.
and I said, how did the test come out? Oh, good.
Well, she
But now
might
you're
know.
giving me Kathleen must have told you that.
She said there was 80% blockage of one or two vessels. But the doctor said
We'll
she
get
could
the story.
live, go on and live. She could live like that for a long time. But he didn't know if she would survive the surgery.
Which you would.
And
I
he
don't
said he
think-
never did
Well,
like
that's
to do it on,
Real invasive when they start trying to
because they
do
did
that,
it on
especially
Tink's
on
mother,
somebody
and
like-
she didn't. Tink's mother never did
She never recovered.
from
And
it.
I nobody has, because I've worked around in cath labs all my life. And
Yeah.
when they go in there and start that evasive techniques they do, it's just, you know, it's just not designed for 75, 80-year-old people.
Yeah, and you stand a
They
chance
just
of
don't have the
infection
constitution,
always.
you know, to stand up under
Well, some
it.
people
Yeah.
do.
Well, I don't know.
Not everybody
does.
does, but some.
Well, I wouldn't care about having it done at my age.
Well, they don't do it that much anymore. They do that they do angioplasty. And Hank said there's a new drug that's out that's supposed to do the same thing for you that an angioplasty does. He said they was doing a study on it where they gave half the people the real drug and half the people a placebo. And the people on the drug did so good they stopped the study and just said they were going to go ahead and approve it for heart
That's good.
disease. Yeah.
It dissolves that stuff.
It
Plaque
dissolves that
inside.
plaque just like if they put that balloon in there and did it.
Well, the balloon don't dissolve it, it just compresses it back to the wall.
Yeah,
So it comes back again.
Yeah.
yeah, we have
Well,
a friend
sometimes
that
it's
does,
Pretty fast, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what happened to Rodney.
and a lady at work too.
But he went to Houston, and they used what's called a rotor root.
Yeah, they got a thing they put up in there,
Yeah,
it's got
and
just
after
like a
that-
rotor rooter.
He never did have any more trouble after that.
Yeah,
he
But that
was a-
gets all that plaque out of there.
Well, he was a real young fellow.
Yeah.
That's what I need for my.
They also have a piece of wire
rotor
that in
root.
there that expands and holds it open with shunt or something.
Yeah, they can do that. They put something in there that they leave in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rodney's went back twice,
Yeah.
and then he went to Houston. After they did that other, then, yeah, as far as I know, he hadn't had any trouble. Well, this here's a pretty fruit basket. You appreciate
Oh,
that.
well,
It's got
good.
the
I'm
price
gonna,
on it. You need to take it.
well, take it off.
I can't. It's under the wrapper. That old lady put the wrapper over.
I don't know
I
how,
didn't know they left the price
we
on it.
appreciate that.
We sure do.
We do.
Well, good.
How's your blood sugar doing, Eva Carol?
Well, it's getting better now. I went through a time, he had to add another medication.
Oh,
You know,
he did?
Yeah, I think.
Lynn's has been low the last few days.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't want
Not
it too low.
69.
No,
No, don't
He
want that
just
low.
started on the diuretic because his blood pressure went up pretty high. So,
but he doesn't take any does he take, you take oral medication?
yeah, two glucotrol a day. But see, like this morning, 69, I didn't
Well,
give
they
it
may
to
have
him.
to cut it back.
Well, I just,
Yeah, the doctor tells me to do it, that I can go ahead and, but I was taking glucophage is what they put me on, cause I never did, it won't ever drop low on that, it just
Yeah.
left, but it got too high.
yeah.
And so he put me on glucotrol and glucophage, so I take two different oral medications.
Well,
I
he
just hope I can
takes-
stay off insulin, that's what
Yeah,
I,
he just takes two glucotrol, but
at the same time or one in the
one
morning
in
and
the
one?
morning and one at night, but,
I don't know how.
I took it the other night and it was 69, and I believe I got enough sense not to give
Yeah.
him something
Yeah,
that would run it down.
Down
low.
So I didn't give it to him.
no.
And it was 69 this morning, and I didn't give it to him.
Well, I had my knee when last year, just before I started work at the nursing home. I had trouble with my knee. I couldn't stand on it, couldn't bend it, and I went to the orthopedic surgeon, and so he wanted to inject it with Celestone. You know, he told me that would be the only thing. He said it was like a gouty thing. I had some calcium. So I let him do it, and of course my knee got real good, but my diabetic doctor said that really messes up your diabetes, and that's when my blood sugar went up, and I had a real hard time getting it back down again. So some of that, you know, some of that anti-arthritic medicine that they give you, steroids and things,
Yeah.
will run your blood sugar up. And I didn't think twice about letting him do that because my knee was bothering me so bad. I just went ahead when he said he put that injection in. And now I found out since then that a lot of people with diabetes, they usually don't want them to have that.
Yeah. Well, you'll know next time.
I know it. I'll have to do something else, but
Yeah, I will read every once in a while on medications, and it will say if you're a diabetic and are taking medicine, that you may have to adjust your medication. And I never had thought about that until his started going down. I don't guess that diuretic is causing that.
well, I don't know.
No, it might be.
Yeah, it might.
You
But you
take
could
it-
just adjust his
Glucotrol.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing, you know, because
Teen, you better get a drop or two of that medicine that you put in your eye.
Yeah, it's right there on the table if
He
you want to
does
go.
something.
well, you
He
should.
don't want to. Your
Leave
medicine.
him alone.
I'll
We'll
put it
be
in there
back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
Put it tomorrow.
His pressure is real, stays real good.
Yeah, it stays about 16, 17.
Well, every time he goes, he says his is good.
Yeah, as long as you can keep it down below 18, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, we have enjoyed being here so much. I wouldn't take anything, and we sure enjoyed those.
When you can't picture pictures again.
Sure
Yeah.
enjoyed a root beer float.
We won't.
Glad.
Are those big trees? Those look like.
Me and Mark and Mike flew.
Still have it.
I hate to tell this, but I had a root beer float.
I'm sorry.
Uncle Glenn. You did? She always wants to fish. She looks real good. She always does. She is a sweetie.
Well, you know, when you ask for bread, I've never seen bread.
I'm just looking.
I need to move this because I'm gonna put it over here because I'll keep dipping in it.
How many of them? What? You didn't know? No, I thought he had it pointed at you.
He did. See how I could chew.
I know, I don't want anybody to see me chew.
And I've been eating on this piece.
Okay.
Isn't it wonderful when you get to a place?
Is Reba second?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike. We're huggers. Come in.
Thank you.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Reba.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, you do too.
Your sons are gorgeous. Good to see you, darling.
Hi there, how are you?
Hey,
Look up here, would you? What do you say there, pal?
how you doing?
I'm just barely breathing, that's about it. How are you?
Oh, great, doing good.
Good, good. So,
You got it on?
We saw that.
You can do it.
I've been fine, doing good.
Good. Y'all went down to see the old house
Yeah.
on Ellery. Did you get it?
No, we didn't take any pictures. We just kind of walked through there.
The lady let you in?
There's nobody here.
Oh, really? The house in front of it is empty? Oh, or did y'all just walk in? I didn't know y'all were
We just went
together. I thought it
back to
was
see and stopped anywhere else.
And you could go in.
It was open.
Danner had talked about
There's
it.
still like, oh, not that house. We're talking about this
I met you at Thanksgiving. The green peas.
and walked through there. We didn't stop at the other.
Yeah.
I got you. Go down there
Go down where?
to the stove. Hello, darling.
How are you?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Randy.
Hey, Poochie.
How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
I
know it, man.
No.
How you been?
I'm sorry.
All of them.
Pretty good.
Bump into each other.
Can we call you Mike?
Mike's fine.
Like my dad in Southern Baptist, he's like,
Well,
against
Trying to
it.
get out of the confusion.
But
How long has it been since we were both little?
Probably since
You were here for the,
Yeah.
Some people
I
though
didn't
are
see him.
offended by it, especially.
I was
I think
in
the
and
last
out.
time we saw each other was
Like my
when
dad.
we went to
He
Albert's
doesn't like
Pike.
it.
Didn't y'all go to Albert's
Yeah.
Pike? It was long. I think that's the last time.
Right, Savannah rolled down the hill.
Yeah.
I watched that.
I think it's been that long.
It would have killed anybody else, but she tucked and rolled.
It's been a while. I know that. How's everything going?
She works at the casino.
I have to be at
And your
work at 5
boys
o'clock.
are doing good. You
Well, I have to leave here at 5, so.
Your boys are doing good. Hank is not married yet.
He's getting married the 5th of September.
I usually leave.
That's
I'll
great.
get over there.
Is it the same place or is this a different?
It's
This
Lucy,
is number
yeah.
I leave my house at 5 o'clock.
Well, now, when he came here, he came to a Thanksgiving dinner at Barbara's one time, and that's when he was dating Angie. And he took her to that, I think, but now he's been dating Lucy for about 3 years.
Oh, I bet we haven't met her.
It's good money. It's gonna pay for our wedding in May.
We went traipsing around.
We went down to the country, and went all down to the water, went up the spring and everything, and it's so grown up and everything, just like
Hot
a
enough for you? Yeah, you can see I stepped off.
Ooh. Yeah.
She's just like him, really. She's just a female version of Hank. And so we really like her a lot. I wish I was getting married around here so everybody could come, because they're gonna have to be Randy.
Did you know Randy would tell him that Craig's getting married too?
I think that these girls that can get them to marry him, it's got to be special. That's what I said about Lucy. I know it.
Well, that one is.
Yeah, I know. Take it. I like taking it.
Oh, she said,
And anybody, I didn't think he'd ever get married. I really did. He told me years old he'd ask Lucy to marry him.
You could have knocked you over with a feather. Well, I knew that Randy was, but I found in the past, if I said I liked a girl, that she was history, just through the years.
Yeah, my mom liked her. I got rid of her. So it's nasty.
You got 2 plates going to work.
So I be careful what I say around Lucy. I told Lucy that one time she said she wanted him to go get his master's degree, and I said, I do too, but I can't say too much, because I had to put some death warrant on it right there. If I say I like
I never wanted to. Yeah, through the years I would say, Quick, I really like her. We'd see her twice more, and she was out of there. So I said, I'm just very,
It don't matter, I'll be okay.
And now what about Chase is married?
He's married and has a baby on the way.
Oh,
She's about, I think, 2 months, something like that.
that's 14 weeks. So when will the baby be born?
February 3rd.
Oh, how wonderful. And they live down in your,
They're right down the road.
and where do you live?
I live in their trailer. They had a trailer, we just switched houses.
Okay, and where
Too big
is
for right there off of Hines Road.
the trailer is?
Yes, ma'am. It's right by the Shreveport Fire. I don't mean that wrong.
That's okay, babe.
It's by the Shreveport Fire and Police training area, right there in Pines.
What kind of close to Uncle Glenn? Is it close out there by Yarmouth Road or not that far out? Okay, it's not that far out. Okay. Yeah, well, we were out there. We drove out.
Yeah.
I drove today out.
Hey, Brad, you see that pine? I'm taking that home. No, Brandy drank them all.
Right there,
I didn't know
I
it.
could have brought them down there.
I'm saving myself a cup of
Brandy's
coffee.
addicted.
I knew it. I needed some after we
I just got off work.
I'm so glad.
I was in there fire.
And then Chase with the fire department?
He's a paramedic. He's right here at 17.
Oh, he's not at the fire department?
No, he is.
Oh, he is?
Paramedics are on the fire
Oh,
department.
and are you at the same station?
No, ma'am. I'm down in the, right there by BillieHouse and out Pennzoil Refinery.
You know, Tink's brother and uncle both retired from the fire department. James Frazier and Buddy Harrington. James Frazier was chief or something. He was like Uncle Glenn. He went all the way to the top before he retired. It's a one, you know, Buddy has a really good retirement. He just worked 20 years. And Uncle Glenn said he worked about 30 years. But Buddy just did his 20 years, started when he was young, in his 20s. And so when he was in his 40s, he had a real good retirement.
And you still young enough that he
And he did something else, yeah. He went and did, well, he started doing contract work.
Well, I'm 27, and I started last year, but I spent 8 years in the military, got out last December, so it'll be a while before I retire. But they've got, I'm gonna retire with 100%, so.
Yeah, that's good. It's just a good place to live.
That
Sounds like it'd be
I
fun.
hope they never put that in the station.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe
They may not.
put relatives in the same one.
I don't know, it's just, if something
Chase is a
bad
paramedic,
happens.
he doesn't go in the house fire.
Uncle Glenn was telling us a story about how they had a man who wouldn't slide down the road. We asked him if they still slid down the road. He said, yes, they do at some places, and they had a man and he just wouldn't, and he would be late to the fire because he wouldn't. So finally they told him they would have to fire him. They just couldn't have him in late dark. So he walked, as he was walking out the door, he turned around and said, well, just mark this down. Somebody's going to get hurt on that.
You ought
And
to
Uncle
see
Glenn
it.
said they did. No, he said somebody's gonna get killed on that part.
And they
Uncle Glenn said, no, but they got hurt. He said they can get
You
hurt.
have to jump, we went to see Chase's station, the pole is set way out away from the pole. And you have to jump for that pole.
Well, not really jump, I mean, it's right here.
Well, it ain't exactly child's play though. It
Everything
ain't
you
something.
gotta, no,
I wanted y'all to know.
as long as you don't,
Sweet and low.
if you stop yourself or somebody comes crashing on top of your head,
This is down to
you
the.
don't have
I need to look for it.
Is it good,
A
darling?
little for
Mother,
We'll
can
sit over
I,
here towards the.
Well, aren't you gonna go ahead and meet Craig, or he's not gonna have to go to work? You don't have to go to
It's
work.
just me.
Oh, I got off at 3, so
Oh,
I'm not in
good.
any big hurry.
did you bring your car? Y'all are in different cars?
Yes, ma'am.
We all travel in different cars.
That way
There's
he
5
can
of us.
stay when I have to leave.
Well, that's what we were doing today. We was in 2 different cars, so finally we
Have
all
y'all
wanted.
had a good time?
Well, we all wanted to talk, so we piled up in one car and we just.
Didn't want to miss it.
No, we didn't. We've had a real good time. We went down to the country and walked around down there. You wouldn't recognize anything really. But
Really?
it's all, you can't see any water when you go down to the bow. It's all those lily pads and flowers out there.
You wanna sit up here?
And the
Can we
spring,
move
I don't know where
over?
we're gonna like.
see that.
I'll get over here.
And there's trees. It's just like a tree farm. It's 2 months of breezes.
Give me pictures of bread in the microwave.
I'll be okay.
Well, they're coming, aren't they?
Yeah, we stopped.
That rolling shop was kind of like.
Yeah.
Get out and listen to
Yeah, they're coming.
Here and listen to me.
So how are things going? You still with
They're all
the
traveling.
insurance company?
Get together to say.
Yeah, I work for an insurance plan in New York. An insurance plan. Obviously,
Oh, tell me about
it's a Medicare. They have a Medicare. I work for their Medicare department. I'm in New York now. I moved to New York.
Well, what do you think about that? Do you like New York?
Yeah.
Oh, you're living in New York right now?
Long Island.
Okay. You built a fire, that's good.
Yeah. It's pretty nice out there. It's not really like in the, I try to stay away from New York City.
How are you adjusting? You're still in Nashville.
Yeah. I'm not a place to move to, whoever wants me.
You don't like Nashville?
Not by myself.
My old roommate, I guess about 2.5 years, he lives, him and his family are right in Nashville. I'm not sure what.
It's still not the same home.
But he might be your next door neighbor.
You know,
She's waiting to see if I'm gonna stay up there.
oh, yeah, I'm waiting to see too, because how long have you been up there?
hang him or something.
March?
So late. So you haven't been through a winter yet.
No, it was a tail end.
Have they had a garbage strike or anything? Y'all can get them. That's what we know about New York. You know what you see, and I'm sure that's not the way it is where you are.
I'm about an hour away from New York City by
I
train.
think when we go and see all the Broadway musicals and stuff.
But I can still see it way off in the horizon. You can still see it with no line.
I don't know whether.
Have you been to see musical plays?
No.
Oh,
I've done a couple of touristy things. You know, I've been to the Empire State Building and
yeah.
Statue of Liberty and stuff like that.
See, I like to go to Statue
You
of
know,
Liberty.
they had a lot of,
I didn't go up inside. I just kind
and they go.
You just went.
we got there too late to go inside.
Maybe you're tired, you're full.
The first thing you see is her butt. They don't put you out of the
Oh,
front.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
That may be your best side. Because I have never seen it.
So
I
you know,
sure didn't know you had moved. That's.
I moved at the beginning of March.
And that's what's so.
Didn't make
Sure.
sense.
Well, let us go.
And set up
You
strawberry.
like it?
Coast.
New York, I trained, I spent 8 years in the military, in the infantry and army. I trained with a bunch of guys with the 10th Mountain Division there in New York. I don't know what the base is, but they would always come down and we would have desert training there in the Mojave Desert, California. They weren't real climatized to that.
No,
weather.
it's like this summer
They
it's been
hated
like
it.
the worst up there apparently. They're just all everybody's dropping dead and they don't know what to do.
Well, that's probably
Everybody's
the
running out and buying air
stress.
conditioners because nobody hardly has any, you know, out there, especially
Oh,
on the
my
island where I'm
goodness.
at.
Well, see, is it true that they don't have air conditioning in a lot of the cars?
Well, cars have air, but yeah.
I'm trying
But
to
that
Their house is gone. I can't
Not,
imagine.
hardly anybody has central air, you know, and it's like down here it's a staple, you build a house with central air, you know, but up there it's just a window unit, or if you have central air, it's like, how do you work this thing?
How hot is it?
This year it's been like down here, 100s, 90s,
I bet people are dropping dead.
sometimes. But everybody, nobody's used to it. It's all in the papers. Everybody's in,
It's a
water
big deal.
conservation.
And you're going.
What? Turn on
What's
air.
the problem? What's the problem? Live in your car.
In Chicago, I think a lot of people's been dead, just dropped dead in Chicago because of the heat. I think got like 30 people.
Well, there's been blackouts all over because now that everybody's gone out and bought air conditioners.
Oh my goodness.
They can't keep all the electricity.
That's funny.
Now nobody's got
So
it.
And
there-
I
well-
can't imagine not having air conditioning. I'm just embarrassed.
Well, there was a neighborhood that was without electricity for about 10 hours, and the mayor sued the power company because they didn't
Well,
fix
that's
it
what
in
we
10
should have
hours.
done.
I'm thinking
We
about
had these
it.
blackouts.
Yeah.
Miss Arthur like that.
We went without heat for what, 3 days? 2 days?
It was longer than that. Probably about 4 or
We should have
5.
sued the city.
So now they're doing scheduled periodic blackouts. They're rotating.
Oh, really? And they do them
To
at
keep the
night?
system from crashing or whatever. Yeah, that's like 10 minutes at a time in each different area. You know, they'll cut off, they'll shut down and stuff.
I wonder about the
Don't be there.
Y2K thing, how that's gonna affect y'all.
Nothing.
What?
Well, we don't know, do
No, we don't.
we? I'm gonna
I'm
be
coming
ready.
out here.
I'm gonna have my
Never
water.
would have thought Louisiana would be good in the summertime. At least we don't have blackouts. Ours are in winter time.
When it's just
We're
real
not used to the
cold.
cold, yeah.
I'm gonna come stay down here December the 31st. I'm moving in. I'm bringing my dogs.
Well, at least you can have one warm room, can't you?
Yeah, because I don't have
Yeah, he can
one.
put you up in the garage or something.
Well, there's, you know, I can.
Well, yeah, who knows? You know, just
I'm
because
not
we're
gonna tell them until I show up. But I'll bring canned foods and.
you know, before I moved up there, you know, the company I was with, you know, we had a Y2K team, and we had to go around and search all of our equipment and doing all this neat data that went in or out of the company with whoever companies, and we wanted to make sure they were okay and all their systems. So when I get up there, they're just kind of starting that stuff. It's okay. But it's
You guys
about all
better-
there, but So, you know, what if we're all compliant and everything after 2000 rolls around? Who's looking at these other countries over there? Are they doing the same thing?
I think it's just a
Yeah.
trial.
Are there old-timey computer systems that keep watch over the missile silos and stuff? Are they going to be like, okay, let's launch the missiles
I
now?
hadn't thought about the missiles. Gosh, I was more worried about the airlines.
I don't think anything like that.
About the,
Third world countries got it wrong.
now see, mom and dad have wells, so that there's not gonna be and a fireplace.
Well,
They're
I
not
took
gonna
a
have
little
problems.
computer course down at
It's not
State University, and our computer teacher just come in. She said she was gonna get her money out of the bank, she would not fly. She said, I want to be on an airplane on the first
For
day.
sure, we should fly,
I mean,
but
there's no sense in just taking it. They said that scripture about a wise man says, and takes his home. But the foolish go on and don't
there's gonna be, and I'm hoping nothing will happen, but I'm
I'm
gonna stop the whole
but I think
thing.
wisdom is the better part of valor.
Right.
Tina and I are gonna have some cash money and some
And what,
water and some candles.
what they were telling us, what was on the news yesterday morning is you go to the bank on December the 31st and get you a statement of what you've got in the bank. If everybody takes their money out, it will create a problem. But if you get a statement on December the 31st saying this is what you have in your account, then they can probably get
They may wipe it all out, nobody left.
I know my bank said they're fine.
They say that, we
They
have.
say that.
Oh,
And
really?
they
They don't.
may be, the truth is, nobody knows. But it's just better to be safe than sorry.
I just understand how the smartest people are when they put all this, say all this stuff on they know that one day there was gonna be going to the next.
Maybe they're not as smart as they think.
Or maybe
gonna be
he did it
the
for
year-
money.
The year 2000, well, it's costing a lot, but it's selling a lot of books.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people are making money off of it because it's.
If I could think of a way, I definitely would do it.
I think that's what Bill Gates did. He did it for money. How can they so smart not to think about that?
To save valuable computer chip. That's what they're saying.
These are little work orders.
Well, I don't know. Just looked in around. This is that breakaway bridge, but these are the ones, these are
That's the
our
ones I
roads.
want.
These are the good roads. They're just good. I have them in the, I have it, I'm in that little red miniature.
Are y'all about
You
to
go
burn
around
up?
and pick up bread from the grocery store.
Oh.
They give us their bread at the end of the day.
Oh, I didn't know that. What do you give it to?
Y'all built sticks since I was here last year.
That's what he was saying.
But I just brought it.
So she says that's.
I saw the church, that was the first time we drove down.
We enjoy it.
Y'all gonna be
It's out there.
We got to leave early, I should be working tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to leave. Oh, that's what I told him, I said, I've seen anything good.
You ought to see me.
And I see where there's.
Alvin Slaughter, he is so smart.
They see the guy from New York that sang opera, because if it was, I was.
He made I don't know. He
When
is,
I was living here, somebody would come every once in a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
was that Carmen? Carmen?
No, no, he never did come while I was there.
I told Charlotte.
I don't know.
But this guy is just wonderful.
Gone now.
That's right.
He is a great guy. You ought to see his game something.
Has he really? Well, I saw him on video. For Christmas, we got a video on the 7th for the 15th. Were you going to stand in Colorado? No, they didn't go to Colorado. They went somewhere in Mexico.
That probably are her home. She's from New Mexico.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
wherever
know.
she was from. And he looked like he's not putting his handpiece on
He
it.
took it.
I mean, they just, they got the job.
I've never seen it without it. And it was apparently a big step.
Know that keep
Oh,
big
well,
ones
I said,
too.
well, you know, we get up there by
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I just
kids
sent Timmy
took it right
well,
off.
nobody knew it. Deonta sent Timmy to get a case of
What,
glue
Sam?
from the wig shop that he put it on with, and Timmy, I think, told about half the people in the church that he wore, and that was in 1988. So.
Deonta she told somebody that she knocked it off into the bathtub or something, and he was mad at her, he had to preach, and she was telling it, but my kids spotted it right off.
Well, I never did know, because it looked thin, it wasn't a full head of hair, it was kind of like, I didn't realize I still had my sunglasses.
He just put it down.
Well, I thought he looked good. She always looks the same, she never changes. Mike, he lives in Austin, Texas, but he grew up in Lafayette. A couple that adopted him.
So how you been doing?
Good, how you doing? So are you, bud? Things going good for you? Mike, you want to sit over here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out here and get my regular glasses.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
you just fight your way here, son.
Okay.
Semi-retired.
Fight it.
I've been working up till last month.
Brandy.
Can I ask? Oh, I thought you said Anna.
Sorry?
Can I ask?
But-
for a
Sure.
second?
Since I've been sitting around about a month, I said, I think I'll go back to work.
You were adopted.
I might miss it in about a
And I
month.
wanna, yeah, how did you
But
go
I don't-
about? I mean, did you get on the internet?
I gave him, I gave him 6
Because I
months. I
couldn't
said,
find
you
my
know,
biological.
home in so much
I
grass.
thought about calling my tail.
So much stuff you do around the house.
There's other ways you can go besides doing that. I thought about it too.
I'm just like, well, I just worked
I am
since
being, I'm
January
sorry.
about 20
When I
hours.
was
So,
17,
so that was enough.
and when I was
Are you
14,
at the same place?
No, I just kind of did contract work, well, doing the same thing.
said, give me
working on
what you can
X-ray
give me. Give me all the information you can give me. So they sent me a
Yeah,
letter.
and basically, you know, I was servicing the same
You know, I read it, they
customers I
gave
had
me
before,
a
so
lot of
it
non-identifying
really wasn't no
information,
change.
background that she gave the
I had to
hospital.
work about half the
And,
time.
you know,
The agency.
about it.
The agency.
Well,
Agency,
Ed
right.
What we've been told is
Uh-huh.
in Louisiana,
retired.
and still,
I think he's back.
Yeah, I heard he
Doing
went back.
almost full
I
time
think
or something. He was supposedly doing some kind of contract work. Next time you turn around, he's working, you know, more hours than he was before. I've got a few years left.
It wasn't through the agency. The agency don't give you.
So she needs to hook up with
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to come?
We're all gonna have to suffer
Right,
on Social
because I was
Security.
adopted at birth, but I think
And
my
do some
mom's gonna
part-time
be that
work.
my mom
It
was
seems like,
adopted
unless
parents
you,
went through a private attorney.
because
They didn't go
nobody's
through
able to save up enough money. I mean, some people are.
Yeah, and
I
I
just
aspire
don't know
to.
anything.
There's the company I work for has got
She knows the
payroll
hospital.
deduction
Yeah.
thing that I was thinking about trying to take
I went up
advantage
there and
in the
asked
last,
them
you know.
if they could give me any information, and they said because I
Oh,
didn't
that's
check into
plenty
the
of time.
hospital,
Yeah,
Save
the
up
medical
for it.
records would have
They
to be
got
signed
401.
No,
by my
it's,
biological mother for them to release any information
no,
to
it's
me.
something else. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I think I have every right to know.
Yeah, well,
I forgot what
You
it's
know,
called.
especially, you know,
You-
since Craig and I are about to get
through
married
payroll
and we want to have
deduction,
children,
you can choose
I want to make sure there's
What your
nothing,
risk factor is.
Yeah.
Of course,
you
mine
know, hereditary.
Yeah, that's what
I don't
I,
make very much money.
that's what I said. That's
Yeah. I
all
don't-
mine is.
Thought about trying to
I
bribe
don't
them,
wanna
you know,
live
give me
precariously.
$100.
So you can decide, I could leave it in savings,
To get
but
around some of the
I told
legalities.
this guy, he's gonna come back Monday the 16th, I think he talked to us about it,
My best friend's nephew.
do you want to sit down in this chair?
Is there actually gone?
No.
Yeah, you can have
Here,
this.
you can have this chair.
we'll just shift everything around. Here you go, baby.
Here, we'll shuffle.
But he wouldn't do it. I tried. He wouldn't like it.
Sit down there. I'm gonna get some coffee.
They were not, they don't understand.
Plastic bag out of
Because it's something that just keeps, I know with me, I feel like a part's missing of me that, you know, I got questions and
It's in the past.
just I want to know.
When you look in the mirror, you're like,
No, it's not the right
Yeah, exactly. And it just, it really bothers me. And my mom and dad, when I was adopted, my biological mother did not, evidently she was young and she didn't want to know anything. And she didn't want my parents to know anything. So they, or that's what they tell me. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't, you know, be dishonest about it.
right.
But, so anyway, I don't know anything. And it's, I paid money to US Search and got their packet.
But no. Is it
Yeah, I mean, it was asking everything that she was trying to find out.
Yeah, I didn't know, I couldn't answer anything on it. And I was like, well, I guess I could just go ahead, because they said it's a big computer network that they put all the information in, try to match you up.
But if you don't,
But I don't know nothing, except, you know, the day I was born.
the thing about those computers,
Was it Triad or was that, what's the name of the agency?
We got a chair over here for you.
we just shifted, see, if you don't, if both of you don't register with the same agency, it doesn't work. And because I was on the international, something about the international
Triad or,
thing since '85, but he didn't register with them.
Yeah.
He was
Are there a
registered,
lot of different?
yeah, he was registered with Triad.
no,
Oh,
not
that's
Triad.
right. Oh, I thought I could
This
make
woman
it.
named,
Yeah, in my dreams.
Because I mean, I know for US Surgeon cost me $75.
oh yeah.
So I mean, you're talking $75 to get registered with every, that's gonna get expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can do that, but I know I'm getting kind of old, and if I don't hurry up, I mean, I don't want to find out she's dead. That would suck.
It is, that's why I said about the
Were
second.
you nervous when you?
Hell yeah. I was having anxiety attacks.
Because I wonder, just, you know, I've tried to imagine what it would be like, you know. It's scary to think, you know, that, you know, what it'll be like. And in my case, my adoptive parents don't want me to find my biological, which makes it hard.
They feel like they've done a
like
bad job.
they question, they want to know why I want to find, they don't understand why I want to find because they say that, haven't they been good parents and raised me good, you know, why would I even have a desire, you know, why am I trying to find fulfillment through her, they didn't, you know, somehow or another do. And I try to explain to them it's not like that, it's just questions and not, you know, it's a part of me that I want to understand and.
My girlfriend in Maryland was pretty good.
Yeah.
You still got the Monte Coco, you still selling that?
See, that's so weird. I can't imagine not wanting to know. Especially if you do have children nowadays. There's so many, you know, hereditary things that can be hereditary.
True.
I went to do something.
So you're living in the big apple,
And some birth mothers that located their children in the children's home.
Yeah, that's sad. I think that, well, you know what I think though? If your adoptive parents have raised you good and you've had a good life, then I don't think you have any harsh feelings or any bitter feelings towards your I mean, I know I'm home. I'm glad I was adopted because I have a great set of parents, you know, that raised me good. And I don't know that she could have done that as well a job being a single mom as, I mean, I was adopted into a, you know, loving family.
Parent family.
we can't go home. Kill mom, get out all this in
That would just be so devastating. You know, maybe she's started another family, another life, and never told them that she gave her child up for adoption and thought about that too.
So it's real estate, it's got square back, shaped like
Some of the birth
I got a little free
parents,
home.
they found them, they wouldn't have anything.
That'd be good enough for me. A lot of the places up there is restricted.
See, I've never had a child before. I can imagine carrying a child for 9 months and not wondering.
Did you ever get your coffee back?
Yes, ma'am.
I got mine.
Did you?
Mistake.
And you see the sweet and low and everything?
It's so good. It's
Margaret, did you get your?
Find it. I found the lady that's got all, she has put together, had a part in over 1,500.
James, do you?
Johnny Casori, I've got her number in here, but the lady that gave me that.
It's like the daily bread.
Grandma gave you a piece of paper.
Oh, I have, yeah.
I've got a notebook in my purse. Let me give you. No, I don't change hers. In fact, if you want one with lines on it, I can't change hers.
Everybody makes fun of me because I put everything in
Play cards.
my work purse.
Here you go, Brandon. We'll find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her a pen.
Yeah.
Here you are, baby.
No, there's no place to drive down there.
Oh, it's
You got your
these
registration.
pictures right here. Where are you?
Right there.
I never have. Got to look
Well,
at them.
grab it.
I never have that. And who is this?
Down to,
And this is like in my
James, I'm gonna go sit down.
yeah, and look at them. Oh, this thing's on now.
There's some in the little
So I mean, what is this lady? What is she?
Well, he works on the side. She'll ask you what your birthday is and where you were, and she'll tell you she might laugh and go on and match them. But
Unless, see, Mike, it just, what original was, changing the picture.
air conditioner don't make any difference.
And we
I
was
went, I contacted the agency and
Where would you put that?
they said, I went to
sure, it's too high for what it overpass.
Oh, you're one of them people.
Yeah.
They work on,
I received that information.
Horseshoe.
horseshoes.
Today?
That's strange. So,
And I have a question.
you would take side roads or something?
If somebody has to give them her
The
information.
Nobody calls the road intersection, they're gonna make a match. Either a parkway or an expressway or through.
So there's no way I can find her, even if,
A parkway.
So I, after
Expressway.
and they gave me the
Toll road, toll bridge.
But you know, a lot of places they've outlawed it where they from field and stream. They won't outlaw them parking.
Every day.
Both ways.
That's what Louisiana needs.
No, place down there.
yeah, I remember being able to do that. I've gone to different areas, I'll do that.
We were talking about it. Remember when his mama
And I
said,
didn't know I knew that I was through a private attorney. I contacted volunteers and they sent me all kinds of.
What's the parcel number?
Counseling, where they would do a day.
well, and see, Uncle Glenn told me about Miss Lady Wayne, but I wanted to say, Mama said, don't worry, she's gonna ask.
she said, she might get help. So I called and she didn't have
this
any
is James.
so she gave me water.
Yeah, they got 25 gallon drums on a tripod.
You know, fried
So if you go into work, you're spending $6, $7, then some gas, then $7 for lunch.
Get rid of it. So I paid $40 a week. I got a closet full of guns there. Last Hank, and he won't probably about
Like, where does the tow money go to?
we got children out there with them big hot fire children.
Are the roads good?
That's why I'm not trying to have them find out. How much it costs? They're fixing up the clothing tax. They don't charge anything. You go to the grocery store and get something that says,
See, I'll tell you something that's weird.
I never even thought about that. With Brady Hall,
the biological. I mean, that was back in 1970. I mean, is it still that way even now? Will they not give history knowing?
That's the thing, they need to figure out.
It struck me as such a
Well, one thing that they flashed out was one time, they just did it one time, but it was just putting on their back, he's saying in his mind,
I don't care if Mama says we need to know. I
See, I mean, I don't know where you can put a total
as a child, I think you have a right to
put it, I guess, there at Alexandria or something like that.
Well, no.
Princess died.
I don't think they have any right to hold it. I mean,
I was just thinking, no, it was one of the most expensive.
The plane was good, Mark.
Cadillac.
I think it was in Alma, that's what it was. Several years and they
So Mike, you're living in Fort Worth?
In Austin?
Austin? How's that?
I like it a lot. It's getting crowded there though, and it's starting to
And I
get
hadn't
tired of
done
the
nothing
heat
but
down
cry.
here. Growing up
He
with it,
told me
I'm tired of it.
that it
But
would
Austin's pretty neat. You know, it's kind of big, bigger than what, you know, any other city I've ever lived. There's a lot going on there. It's busy. A lot of music.
Do you like big cities?
And she wanted that sister to go to
There's things I don't like about it.
and you know she's gonna stay in there.
Traffic.
That would drive me hilarious.
I'm not liking the Californians that move there.
I left 2 days early when it took me into the city.
You know,
Pushed you
there's so many
you
here
called it, you changed your place.
that they're kind of like they're shaping the
They
town
wouldn't
like
have
that.
it
Stick me out there with a rowboat.
You know,
That's all they did.
It sounds like Louisiana.
right?
And then there's been all the medicine that
There's something I do like about it. All the stuff is available for you to get at. Music-wise, information-wise.
That's definitely a place for music. They get everything through there.
They said
Yeah, I can see the concerts.
Put the camera back on you. It'll work.
When they call it
Huh? It's just on her.
No, I know they have some music that like
Be on that.
they a lot of.
There's in Austin, there's
Just looking. Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
always.
you didn't know we were being taped, did
Tried to
you?
please everyone, but I don't.
down there at the vodka.
When you were picking your nose.
When I was talking with food in my mouth.
yeah, you'd be aware that you're being taped.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I had food in my mouth. I don't care.
That's just what we do.
Brings up.
Yeah, like,
That first breed, that's vodka. And now they
Oh, there's lots of smaller venues, like there's two venues that hold about 3,000, 4,000 people.